Hey guys, so I don't know on how well y'all can actually see that. So it's a nice day out, 55 degrees Fahrenheit. Feels like it's 57. It seems to feel a little bit colder since there's a bit of a breeze out. The wind's just blowing a little bit, but not too bad. So, oh crap. But as the week, mainly just right after for the Super Bowl week, it's supposed to get a little warmer. By next week, the high is supposed to get up in the 70s. So we're going to start getting some spring-like weather though. Hopefully if we'll have an early spring this year, just like last year. But we won't be able to find that out until tomorrow. So today is February 1st, 2012. So tomorrow will be Groundhog Day. So we gotta hope if the groundhog will not see his shadow, if I can remember correctly, if the groundhog does not see his shadow, then that means we'll get an early spring. And if the groundhog does see his shadow, then that means we'll have 4 more weeks of winter. So it ain't quite feeling like winter here in Texas though, that's for sure. Except from up along in the Northeast, there's just been some cold weather and snowstorms. So yeah. And since today is February 1st, actually it marks the 10-year anniversary of the Space Shuttle Columbia that exploded when it was entering the Earth's atmosphere, and it just blew up. Something went wrong, and some of the pieces of debris from the space shuttle had came down over in the areas of East Texas. So yeah, and unfortunately nobody survived. All 7 astronauts were killed. So yeah, that was an awful day. I don't really quite remember, on what day that was 10 years ago. If it was on the weekend or during a weekday, I can't really remember, to tell you the truth. If it was on a weekday, then I would have been at school. So yeah. So I thought I'd just give y'all an update video here. So this is the February update video. You know, my dad had threw out some rotten pecans from right here. There was a pile of them, and just last weekend there had like a swarm of birds that just came and just cleaned it all up. They basically somehow they shredded them all up somehow. So yeah. And in case if y'all are wondering why I have all the fuel cans out, I just went and bought gas for all the lawn equipment just to get them all ready. So here's the smaller one. That's for the 50-to-1 gas oil mix for most of the Echo equipment. This is just straight gas for the Craftsman mower, the Lawn Boy 10606, and the chipper shredder. And then there's the 32-to-1 gas oil mix for my dad's 2 older Echo equipment, which would be the SRM 2201 and the PB 400E backpack blower, and as well as the Lawn Boy 8461 commercial. So yeah. So I don't know for sure when I'll do the video on starting up the lawn equipment. It will most likely be sometime next week, since it's going to be warm. We're going to have some warm days. The high will be up in the 70s. So yeah, I definitely am going to need to do some cleaning out in here. I'm going to rearrange some stuff. I think what I might do, probably along here on the side, is just put the lawnmowers right here. At least put most of them, and I'm going to try and maybe see if I can just put the trimmers right behind the chipper shredder if I can. So it's going to take all day for me to try and do all this. And I need to clean up the floor in here really good, because it's just a big mess. So yeah. And oh, and I also need to take the battery for my 10606. That battery is sitting in my room, so I need to put it back in the mower and charge it. But I'll do that next week or so, just before I start getting them all out and running. And I bought a tune-up kit for the PAS 230, so now it's got a brand new spark plug, air filter, and a fuel filter. Since I took its original fuel filter off and put it on the SRM 2201, there's just one little problem I'm having with the SRM 2201. It's leaking gas right through the gas cap. So I need to get a new gas cap though. So I'll probably just run to Home Depot and get the newer style caps like these. And I think I'll just paint it black. Because I did a test fit on one of these caps onto this, and it actually fits on there really good. So I'll do that. Besides, I also need to do some shredding too, since some small branches have been falling on the trees. Yeah, so there's another pile there. I just need to shred. I also need to do a little bit of light trimming on this privet hedge right here. Looks like it hadn't grown that much since whenever the last time I cut it. I need to cut that one again. And I've even noticed that some of the cannas are starting to grow again. Yeah, they're starting to come up. There's one right here, one right here. There's a little small one right there. There's one that's starting to come up right here. I really ought to just cut that one down, because I really don't want to have a canna right here next to the garden hoses. A couple more cannas that are starting to come up along here. I'm going to need to dig out some of these weeds and nutgrass again, just like what my mother and I did this past fall. So let's go take a little walk out front. I never really show y'all the front that much. I'll need to cut these too with the hedge trimmer. Right, I can't cut these because there's some buds on them. I'll definitely need to clean out this bed again, get all these pile of leaves out. So yeah, there's a lot of leaves. It's just basically just from our maple tree, and also from some of the trees in my neighbor's yard too, just from with the wind blowing. So So yeah, so I gotta clean out all these leaves. And let's take a look over here. Well, it looks like we're starting to get a little bit of dollar weeds right here. And, if I can get down here. So, and there's one of the cannas that's starting to come up. Those are one of the cannas that was from the backyard. That one's starting to come up. And there's another one. One right there starting to come up too. I don't remember if there's any more or not. I'm gonna also need to try and dig out some of these little weeds since they're now all starting to come up. I'll need to try and dig them out. Look at this little speck of monkey grass. It'd been there for a while, and my mother and I, we dug it out, and then now it's came back. I want to maybe see if I can maybe try and dig it out again, and then try and transfer it somewhere along here in front of these boxwood hedges. Actually, I see a speck of monkey grass right there. It's a little bit far underneath there. Huh, didn't even notice that. I kind of would like to have it a little bit closer to along here. That's where I usually would like to have the monkey grass at. Also along here too. Whoa, crap. I almost stepped in that dog shit. Oh, thank God I didn't. Even more monkey grass that came up right along here, right over in front of our gas meter too. Maybe I ought to just dig these out and maybe transfer them to right out in front of here. So yeah. Yeah, since with all that rain we got, my car's all dirty again, so I'll need to wash it again. Since it ain't really all that dirty though, I'll just give her a little quick wash. So yeah. Headlights just look perfect. This one right here, did this one. Didn't quite turn out as good as this light though. This one seemed to have turned out a little bit better. There's just barely a bit of haziness. This one here you can still see some haziness. You can see some right there. So yeah. And so this is my little update video for the month of February. And so I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and then stay tuned for the videos for next week of me getting the lawn equipment out and running. And then I'll also try and do a video on getting my grandparents' lawnmower running like I do every year. And I might also go to my other grandparents' house, just the other grandparents', the one on my dad's family, and I'll start up my grandfather's Lawn Boy 10604 and his Echo GT 200R curve shaft trimmer. So yeah. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. So, thanks for watching.